Assalamualaikum. My name is Norfifa binti Burhanuddin, and today my group and I will be presenting our child care toolkit based on our child care center, which is titled Happy Hands Learning Center. Assalamualaikum. My name is Norfifa.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Farid Rashidi, and today I will present about the handbook, which is vision, mission and motto of our handbook. For we moving on to first one is our vision. The vision focus on developing children who are emotionally and physically healthy, confident and creative, caring and cheerful, interest in learning and exploring. The Academy wants children to enjoy learning while growing into positive individuals through a safe and happy environment. Simple. Our vision is to help children grow into confident, healthy, creative, and caring individuals. We want children to enjoy learning in a safe and joyful environment so they can develop positively in all aspects of life. We're moving on to missions. The mission explains how the academic plans to achieve its vision. The academy aims to provide a safe and caring learning environment, encourage creativity and self-confidence, build positive values in children, creates meaningful learning experience, strengthens cooperation between teachers and families. Our mission is to inspire and nurture children through fun and meaningful learning experiences. The Academy also works closely with families to support children's holistic development, including their emotional, social, physical, and intellectual growth. We're moving on to our motto, which is their hands, the shapers of the future generations. This motto means that children are the future generation, and their talents, creativity, and actions will help shape the future society. The motto reminds us that children are important for the future. With proper guidance, education, and support, they can grow into successful individuals who contribute positively to society. Now we're moving on to legal and budget. For the first one is legal regulations in childcare centers. This page explains that the legal regulations and standards that Happy Hands Academy Center follows to ensure children's safety, well-being and quality education. The center operates according to the laws established by Malaysian government. This page explains the legal requirements and regulations followed by Happy Hands Learning Center to provide a safe, healthy and high-quality environment for children. The first one is lesson and registrations. The childcare center must be officially registered with the Ministry of Education (MOE) to operate legally. This center is legally registered with the Minister of Education (MOE). This ensures the academy follows proper educational standards and government regulations. The second one is staff qualifications and professional standards. Teachers and staff must have qualifications in early childhood education and continue professional development training. All teachers are trained qualified in early childhood education. Staff also continue learning and improving their teaching skills through professional development. Next, building and safety requirements. The center must provide a safe and child-friendly environment with emergency exits, fire extinguishers, good ventilation, emergency contact systems. The learning centers provide a safe environment with a safety equipment and emergency system to protect children during emergencies. Next, health, hygiene and nutrition policy. The center maintains cleanliness and hygiene, healthy meals, illness prevention and practices. The academic emphasize cleanliness, healthy eating and proper hygiene to support children's health and development. The fifth one is children protection laws. The center must protect children from abuse, neglect, harm. Staff are also required to report suspected cases. The academy follows children protection laws to ensure every child is safe, protected and cared for all at all time. So we're moving on to budgeting and financial planning. This page explains the financial planning process of Happy Hands Learning Center. Proper budgeting helps the academy manage expenses and maintain quality education services. This page explains how Happy Hands Learning Centers manage its finances and plans its budgets to support children's education and development. The first one is start up and establishment. This phase focuses on preparing the center before operations. Expenses include registrations, printer and premises, classroom setup, learning materials, safety equipment. The first stage focuses on setting up the learning center by preparing classrooms, learning material, registration and safety equipment. Next, operational management. This phase involves managing daily operational costs like staff salaries, utilities, foods, maintenance, education, resources. This stage focuses on managing daily expenses to ensure smooth operations and maintain quality education and care for children. The third one is growth and development. The academy invests in improving education quality and expanding learning opportunities. Expenses include staff training, facility improvements, additional learning resources. The academy continues improving by training teachers, upgrading facilities, and providing more learning resources for children. Fourth, sustainability and expansion. This phase focuses on the long-term growth and future planning. Financial goals include savings, business development, and facility expansions. The final stage focuses on long-term sustainability and expanding the academic to continue providing quality education in the future. Moving on to the last page, which is funding sources for kindergarten. The first one is Malaysian agencies. Not the first one. The overall is Malaysian agencies. This section explains the main funding support from government agencies in Malaysia. For the first one is SME Corps Malaysia, which is support small and medium businesses, provides financial assistance and help improve competitiveness. The next one is Amara, which is Majlis Amanah Rakyat, focus on helping Bumiputra communities and support education, entrepreneurship and rural development. Overall, this agency can help kindergarten business through funding, training and development support. Next is business plan and financial model. This part focus on planning the financial structure of the kindergartens, which is fee structure, how much to charge parents, revenue projections, expect income, cost forecasting, estimate expenses. We must plan how much we earn and spend to ensure the business. That's all for me for legal and business management. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Adrian Ashkin and I will explain about staffing and supervision. And Staffing and supervision at first is requirement strategies where the quality in early childhood education started with hiring the right person. In recruitment focus on selecting the individual that are not only qualified but also can have a passionate about working with the children. And the effective strategies is first point is advertising position through education job portals, social media, and also university networks. Second is conducted structured interview to assess candidates' knowledge, attitude, and also the communication skills. Third is verifying qualifications such as in early childhood education certificate and also diplomas. Fourth is performing background checks to ensure child safety. And the last one is providing orientation and education programs for the new staff. For the supervision practice is one of the strong supervisions that ensure that both children and staff are well supported. The key in supervisions is to maintaining appropriate teacher to children rotate for their safety, conducting regular classroom observation, organizing staff meetings and professional development training, providing constructive feedback and performance evaluations, and also encourage open communication between staff and also management. Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Adrianashki. For this slide, staff roles and responsibilities is staff members they play important roles to ensuring children's safety, learning, and also development. And also the building a safe and high quality in early childhood environment. So they have four, which is a principal, center principal or manager, teachers, teacher assistants, and also support staff. For the center principal and manager, they can manage the daily operations. They can ensure rules and standards that are followed, and also they support to guide staff. For the teachers, they can have to plan a fun and also a meaningful lesson to the children. They do observe children's development, and also they can create a safe nurturing classroom. For the teacher assistants, they can support teaching and also the activities. They can help to manage the behavior, and also they can prepare classroom materials. And for the support staff such as the cleaners, so they can help to maintain cleanliness and also the hygienes. They can prepare the healthy meals, and also they can keep the environment safe. For the
Assalamualaikum, my name is Norfifa binti Burhanuddin.
Today, I'm going to present about training and professional growth. Continuous training helps early childhood educators improve their skills, knowledge, and teaching quality to support children's learning and development. Today, I'm going to first, this section focuses on compliance and safety, which are the foundation of every early childhood center. Educator must always update their knowledge in first aid, CPR, asthma and anaphylaxis management, and child protection reporting. This is important because children are very active and vulnerable to accidents and emergencies. For example, if a children suddenly have an allergic reaction, educators need to know how to respond quickly and correctly. Continuous safety training also helps educators create a secure environments where children can learn and parents can trust the center. So the second area is pedagogical excellence, which means that the method and strategies for educators use to teach children effectively. This includes understanding the early year learning framework, inclusive learning, play-based learning, and proper documentation of children progressions. For example, educators observe children during play and plan activities based on their interests and development needs. Instead of only using worksheets, children learn through hands-on activities, storytelling, games, and explorations. Professional growth is pedagogy. eh, Professional growth in pedagogy help educators become more creative, reflective, and responsive to every child's learning style. The third section focuses on well-being and leadership. Educators also need emotional supports and leadership skill to work effectively. Teaching young children can sometimes be stressful, so stress management and emotional well-being are very important. When educators are mentally and emotionally healthy, they can provide better care and positive interaction with children. Leadership training also prepare educators to guide colleagues, mentor new teacher, and contribute to a strong teamwork culture within the center. So this section explains also how educators continuously improve through reflections. Reflections means thinking about what worked well and what can be improved. For example, educator may discuss a child interest and use this observation to create future learning activity. They also write reflections, journal to evaluate your teaching method, and identifies the areas for improvement. This process encourage lifelong learning and help educators become more effective in supporting children development. So overall, training and professional growth are essential because they improve educators' knowledge, teaching quality, safety practices, and leadership skill. This benefits not only the educators themselves, but also the children, family, and the entire learning environment. First, this section focuses moving on to staff handbook childcare educations. These sections highlight how an early childhood center can strategically manage human resources by balancing staff support with strict regulator compliance. So first is learning journey. Starting with the learning journey, this policy demonstrates a proactive approach to staff retention and capacity building by providing a paid leave, the paid study leave, the center actively incentivizes educators to upgrade their qualification from a certificate 3 up to an early childhood teacher degree, which directly improve their center's overall quality rating. Furthermore, allocating weekly of floor programming and planning time is a critical management strategy. It prevents educator burnout and ensure that pedagogical documentation and child portfolio are maintained to high standard during working hours. So, moving on to the mandatory training schedule, this section addresses risk management and legislative compliance. The center established non-negotiable timeline timelines, which is annual training for child protection and emergency drill, and biannual update for first aid and CPR. This ensure the center always meet national quality standard for child safety. What is culturally significant here are the quarterly pedagogical handles. Rather than basic administrative meeting, these are designed as professional learning communities where staff analyze current neurological and brain development research to inform their teaching practices. Finally, the handbook introduced an innovative collaborative framework called POPs or Peer Observation Partnership. By requiring educators to spend 1 hour per term observing a different age group room, the management actively breaks down workplace silos. From a developmental standpoint, this allows educators to understand the developmental continuum of the children. A holistic view of the children journey from toddler to preschool result in much smoother transition periods and curriculum continuity. So in conclusion, this slide illustrates that effective center management is not just about daily operation, but it is about fostering a continuous learning culture, maintaining strict safety compliance, and building a cohesive, well-trained team of educators.
Management. First, we have the EYLF mapping tool, which is an adult automated tracker ensure every child's learning journey align directly with the 5 EYLF learning outcomes. Next, our turnkey staff meeting module, which is essentially meeting in a box that provide ready-to-use professional development on critical classroom topics, as, such as managing fighting in a toddler room and cultural competency. Third is the compliance dashboard, which utilizes a highly visual traffic light system to help managers effortlessly track staff qualification, expired dates, and child immunization record. Finally, we include family engagement template to provide educators with professional ready-made resources for sharing developmental milestones and center news with parents. Early childhood center managers are frequently overwhelmed by the dual demand of administration and educational leadership. This toolkit directly addresses that pressure in the and three ways, which is audit readiness, staff retention, and enhanced outcome for children. For audit readiness, it organizes documentation to align perfectly with the National Quality Framework, taking the stress out of assessment and rating periods. Next is for the staff retentions by providing clear career pathway and built-in study support templates. It helps center tackle the high turnover the rates common in our sector. Lastly is enhanced outcome for children, which is it ultimately cutting down on the heavy administrative paperwork. We give educators more quality time to be present with the children directly, boosting service quality. So to wrap up these sections, let's look at how this is implemented. The toolkit is delivered via a secure tablet-friendly portal. This allows room leaders to document observations and access training material directly from the classroom floor, ensuring they never have to leave the child unsupervised.
We'll be moving on to recommendations, which include personal insights, challenges faced, lessons learned, and suggestions. Next, we'll be moving. For our learning center, we wanted to focus on education as a journey and not just a specific period of time. So that's why we included this specific quote from John Dewey, and it really reflects on how education is a lifelong journey. It's not something that can be that should be stopped by period and period. It's you constantly learn everything every day, and we wanted to reflect that with our learning center, where children are constantly learning at any time, at any day. So for personal insights, we wanted to include our aim of our learning center. And the aim of our learning center is to create an education system where it supports young children's holistic development, which is very important, as young children, instead of focusing on only one type of development, such as cognitive, we want to also tackle different types of development in accordance to other developments, such as social emotional, alongside with their cognitive, so that they can think critically while having a sense of sympathy for specific situations. The challenges faced for our kindergarten was to ensure that equity was assured in all classrooms. So for example, children with special needs that may include disabilities that use a wheelchair, we wanted to ensure that all activities were accustomed to them and catered to their special needs as well. So for example, children with using wheelchairs or the lack of ability to talk, we wanted to create a visual aid for them, or wanted to create a supportive system where they can feel comfortable to share their ideas and work with their peers as well. Moving on to suggestions for to strengthen the bond between parents and teachers, we highly recommend that from our learning center that we recommend that we use workshops to strengthen the bond. This could be anything that relates to maybe the child's personal life, or something the teacher should know from the parents, or something that the teacher should share with the parents, and while also building the strength during conversation or building exercises. And also for the classroom environment, we wanted to make sure that the instructions or activities given had provided tools that catered to the child's needs, to ensure that they have the right resources to learn up to their optimal point. For our learning center, we wanted to focus. Moving on to lessons learned, we included a small quote from Lev Vygotsky, and this quote describes how we as teachers are a great role model for the children, and that one day, when the children grow up, they will reflect this behavior as well. In terms of finance, the lessons that we learned were that we have to create an emergency budget just in case of any emergency that could include maybe rent or family issues or transportation issues. Next is legal requirements. So for our learning center, we had to ensure that we had the license and make sure it's updated so that parents are able to trust this, and that we are able to follow the correct curriculum and the correct guidelines according to the government. In terms of staff collaboration, we learned how to work together as a unit through ups and downs, through many trials and errors, but throughout this whole journey we were able to understand the tempo, and we were able to understand the rhythm and learn one another's strengths and weaknesses, and from that we helped each other, or we guided one another. And next, the aim of our learning center is to create children who are passionate to learn and take responsibility to ensure that they have valuable insights in their current time, and they use that information in the future as well. Moving on to lessons learned,